My coworker likes me and is causing issues with me and my wife. I 35M was born and raised in Canada but moved to the US when I was 18 for a work opportunity. So I worked a construction gig while taking classes a few times a week where I met my now wife, who I'll call Hannah, when I was 20 and she was 18. I knew I liked her right away, so started to go after her. It took some time as she was verbally, emotionally, and physically abused by her parents and had not dated much, but after 3 months we started dating. We have been together 15 years and married for 10. We started trying for a baby 5 years ago, and for a while we had no luck up until 3 years ago. However, unfortunately her parents and her had just started contact again after years, and the stress they gave her caused her to miscarry 9 weeks in. We cut off her parents, started couples and individual therapy, and she, instead of working a 9-to-5 corporate job, started to work at a flower shop as she loves flowers and felt it would be a healthy environment. I cook 2 out of our 3 meals, do laundry and dishes, take care of our dog, make the primary income, and I also grocery shop. My wife and I go on 1 date a week, have sex 2 or 3 times a week, this depends on the week, and we travel 4 to 5 times a year. I have also never cheated, deal breaker for me, and the idea grosses me out. We have been considering trying for a baby and moving back to Canada. This was just to say we have a healthy relationship. So I knew Coworker, who I will call Audrey for the sake of this post, started around early October in a different department. I met her once or twice up until a few weeks before the first Wicked movie came out. However, I came to her section to check on things. The part she works in is more hands-on and outdoors, so I didn't have my ring on in case it got ruined or fell off. I have it on the rest of the time. I noticed her being a little touchy, overly nice, and laughed a little hard at my sarcastic comments, common signs of flirting for what I have heard, but my wife doesn't really do these things. I just pushed away her touches, was polite, and mentioned my wife in a conversation. Audrey seemed a little shocked but backed off. I also told my wife and she brushed it off. So around the time Wicked came out, a few co-workers wanted to go and make it a thing. My wife and I wanted to go as well. Audrey and Hannah met and got along really well. Since then, it's now early March, they have gotten along nicely, texted and hung out. But I haven't spoken to her much. Up until 5 days ago, so I don't normally go to bars or drink, never even been drunk, just tipsy, but a few co-workers wanted to go to this new one and I heard it had good pizza. I asked my wife if she wanted to come, but she wanted to catch up on her favorite show. So it was me, Audrey, and about 5 others. I noticed Audrey again being little touchy, overly nice, and laughed a little hard at my sarcastic comments. I was trying to brush it off, be polite and sit further away so she couldn't touch me. I was the designated driver, so couldn't leave, but felt somewhat uncomfortable, and a few people noticed. My best friend, who happens to work for me, talked about how people who flirt can be pushy. He's a real one. I was also sending updates to my wife and she said there was nothing to worry about because she knows I wouldn't cheat and she'll just talk to Audrey later. So towards the end, Audrey made a post with a picture of all of us in the picture. Basically it said something about how she loves her new co-workers, job, etc. Within minutes my wife had seen it and commented stating, "I'm glad you're all having fun at the new bar. Stay safe." Audrey commented, "Don't worry, your husband is safe," with me smirking face. I mean, do I have to explain? It's the most flirty affair partner thing I have seen. I came home shortly and we talked about the comment, how she acted that night, and agreed we needed to go low contact and I would bring it up Audrey and my boss. The next day my sister-in-law 25F, who I'll call Jess, gave birth to a healthy baby girl. Me, my wife, my brother 25M, the husband and new father, my other brother 23M, both my parents 55M and 54F, along with my sister-in-law's sister 22F and cousin 28F, all came down to see the baby. It's been 4 days since then. We are staying in a hotel and me and my wife have been helping with cleaning and cooking since they came back home, while the rest of the family have checked in at the hospital but are going back to work home tomorrow since Jess and my brother are trying to adjust to a new baby and don't want too many people around. I won't be back for a few more days, but any advice for how I should handle Audrey? What if she tries or says something? My wife is taking it pretty well, but we also haven't talked about the situation much since baby, and I know she hasn't spoken to Audrey. Sorry if this was a ramble or too much info. I just want to give the full situation and get the best advice. Edit. It's been a few hours since my first post and decided to update since I saw so many comments. I saw a lot of comments talking about how I never really told Audrey off or should tell HR. Great advice and very right, thanks for telling me that. I also did get a message from someone I accidentally hit ignore, but thanks for your words, man, means a lot. I just got off phone from someone in HR who I have known a long time, 42 minutes, and explained the situation. He was very understanding and said we can have a meeting when I get back from helping sister-in-law. I mostly downloaded this for advice since I have little friends, trying to get out there. Also talked to my wife about everything and we have a long hug and sent Audrey a message. The basics of it said we both felt uncomfortable around her and wanted to go no contact. I think I tried to brush it off at first since this doesn't happen to me much and I knew I would have to see her around again. But this made me realize I need to be better at standing up for myself. I'm pretty good at standing up for wife and family, but that's it. I probably won't make another edit unless it's super big and might delete app since I'm not a big social media guy. But I really wanted to thank everyone for kind words and advice.